Welcome everyone to listen to the complete history of China. I will provide explanations based on various aspects such as the state name, history, military affairs, economy, population, culture, art, technology, diplomacy, etc. During the Three Kingdoms period, depicting this tumultuous and unsettled era. The Three Kingdoms period to 2280 AD is a historical era in Chinese history, marked by the existence of three major regimes, Cao Wei, Shu Han, and Eastern Wu. In 190 AD, the centralized system of the Han Dynasty collapsed, leading to widespread chaos as warlords vied for power. Cao Cao, through victories over warlords such as Liu Biu, Yuan Shu, and Yuan Shao, essentially unified the northern region. The Battle of Red Cliffs in 208 AD saw Cao Cao defeated by the San Liu coalition, solidifying the tripartite bonds of power among the three kingdoms. In 220 AD, Cao Pai compelled Emperor Yuan of Han to abdicate, established the capital in Luoyang, and founded the Wei Dynasty, officially marking the end of the Han Dynasty. In 221 AD, Liu Bei declared himself emperor, established the capital in Chengdu, and founded the Han Dynasty, known as Shu Han. In 229 AD, Sun Quan declared himself emperor, established the capital in Zhangye, and founded the Wu Dynasty, known as Eastern Wu. After the incident at Gaobing Tombs until 49 AD, the actual power of Cao Wei gradually fell under the control of Sima Yi. In 263 AD, Sima Shao of Cao Wei initiated the War of Wei's conquest of Shu, leading to the downfall of Shu Han. In the first month of the 12th year of the Chishu year, February 8 to 66 AD, Sima Yan, a prominent figure in Cao Wei, compelled Emperor Yuan to abdicate, establishing the Jin Dynasty, known as Western Jin, and thereby bringing an end to Cao Wei. From the 5th year of the Xiaoning era to 79 AD to the 1st year of the Chikang era to 80 AD, Emperor Wu Zhen, Sima Yan, launched a massive campaign against Wu, resulting in the demise of Eastern Wu and the unification of the country under Western Jin. Cao Wei placed significant emphasis on agricultural production, with numerous self-cultivating farmers alongside military settlements. During Sun Quan's rule in Wu, there was significant economic development through the implementation of the Canshan system, which included both civilian and military settlements. Canshan and water conservancy projects in Wu led to a substantial increase in arable land in the Jiangnan region, coupled with the influx of population from the north, contributing to further economic development. In terms of handicrafts, Shu Han excelled in sword, iron, and silk industries. Shu silk, in particular, gained nationwide fame and was widely exported to Wu and Wei. Part 1. Country name. The state title of Cao Wei originated from the Wei Principality established by Cao Cao. In May of the 18th year of the Jiangnan era to 13 AD of the Eastern Han Dynasty, Emperor Xiang conferred the title of Wei Gong upon Cao Cao, granting him 9 privileges and establishing the Wei Principality with its capital in Yi City. The Wei Guang Principality encompassed the territories of 10 commanderies in Zhejiao, with various officials such as the Prime Minister, Grand Commandant, and Grand General appointed. In the 21st year of Jiangnan to 16 AD, in April, Emperor Yuan further conferred upon Cao Cao the title of Wei Wang, with a fiefdom of 30,000 households, ranking above the other feudal lords. Cao Cao was allowed to present memorials without kneeling, receive imperial edicts without bowing, and perform ceremonies like the emperor, complete with imperial robes, chariots, banners, ritual music, and ceremonies for worshipping heaven and earth. The capital remained in Yi City, and Cao Cao's sons were granted titles as marquises. In the 22nd year of Jiangnan to 17 AD, in October, Emperor Yuan bestowed upon Cao Cao a royal crown with 12 pendants, a golden-rooted chariot, and a 6-horse carriage, along with subsidiary carriages for the 5 seasons. Shu Han's political authority identified itself as Han, not using the term Shu, Chuan Shu. In the records of the Three Kingdoms, officially began using Shu to refer to Liu Bei's established Han state to distinguish it from the Western Han Dynasty in Changnan and the Eastern Han Dynasty in Luoyang. For example, in records of the Three Kingdoms Shu Faoyong, biography of Shi Zhiyang, a decree stated, "Your talent encompasses both literary and martial aspects, and you are wise and sincere. You have inherited the trust of the deceased, supported and assisted me in my solitude, revived the fallen, and aimed to pacify turmoil. You have organized 6 divisions, never failing to campaign each year, displaying martial prowess that commands respect, and pacifying the 8 regions. You were about to achieve extraordinary merits in the era of Han here. Liu Shan acknowledges Zhuge Liang's special achievements in the era of Han, referring to the Han political authority that succeeds both the Western Han and Eastern Han. In the second year of Huanggu's 21 AD, after Cao Pai declared himself emperor, Sun Quan sent envoys to request vassalage to Wei. In August, Cao Pai granted Sun Quan 9 privileges and bestowed upon him the title of Wu Wang. In the first year of Huanglong 29 AD, Sun Quan formally declared himself emperor in Wucheng, adopting the state title Wu, marking the establishment of the Sun Wu regime. Part 2. History. Yellow Turban Rebellion. The Three Kingdoms period is generally divided into narrow and broad definitions in terms of its starting point. In a narrow sense, it begins in the year 220 when Cao Pai compelled Emperor Xian to abdicate, establishing the Cao Wei dynasty, and the Eastern Han Dynasty came to an end. In a broad sense, it starts in the year 184 with the Yellow Turban Rebellion. Historians often focus on the formation and process of the Three Kingdoms, considering the period from 184 to 220 as part of the Three Kingdoms era, during which the Eastern Han Dynasty began losing its central authority, leading to the emergence of warlords and the formation of the Three Kingdoms. In the late Eastern Han Dynasty, there was corruption in politics due to the dominance of the eunuchs, and the government was plagued by natural disasters. The heavy tax burden on the people resulted in widespread suffering. In the first year of the Zhongbing year, 184 AD of Emperor Ling of Han, Shang Zhao, the leader of the Chaiping Dao, along with his brothers Shang Liang and Shang Bao, initiated the Yellow Turban Rebellion, quickly gaining millions of followers and causing nationwide chaos. Although the main force of the Yellow Turban Army was quickly defeated, remnants scattered throughout the country. As various local bandits and rebels emerged, the central government of the Han Dynasty became exhausted. After the suppression of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, a power struggle ensued among the eunuchs and the aristocracy. In the year 188, Emperor Ling of Han adopted the suggestion of Liu Yan, empowering provincial inspectors Qixi with both local military and administrative authority. Some of these provincial inspectors were promoted to the position of Governor Shimiu, often filled by members of the Liu family or influential ministers. While this measure was effective in suppressing local rebellions, it led to the governors and inspectors wielding regional power and no longer being under imperial control in times of central government turmoil. For instance, Liu Yan, as governor of Yezhou, established a stronghold in Bashu, while Shang Liu, under the leadership of the Five Packs of Rice Dao, occupied Hanzhong, severing ties with the central government. The institutionalization of the provincial governorship system, intended to address the Yellow Turban Rebellion, ironically contributed to the rise of regional warlords as the central government weakened. In the 6th year of Zhongbing 189 AD, Emperor Ling of Han passed away, and the power struggle between the court and the eunuchs erupted again. Eunuchs like Jin Shuo plotted to kill the general-in-chief, He Zhen, and instead elevated Liu Bing's younger brother, Liu Xi, to the throne as Emperor Shao. After Liu Bing smoothly ascended, He Zhen, along with aristocrats like Yuan Shao, attempted to eliminate the eunuchs led by Shang Rang. He Zhen also dispatched Dong Zhuang from Yangzhou and Ding Yuan from Bingzhou to reinforce the capital. The eunuchs preemptively assassinated He Zhen before Dong Zhuo's forces arrived in Luoyang. Yuan Shao, under the pretext of avenging He Zhen, led an army into the palace, killing around 2,000 eunuchs. While the power struggle between the eunuchs and aristocrats, which had troubled the Eastern Han for centuries, ended, it facilitated Dong Zhuo's rise to dominance as he seized control of the imperial court. These events marked the beginning of a turbulent era that lasted for nearly a century. The institutional reforms initiated to address the Yellow Turban Rebellion inadvertently paved the way for regional warlords to seize power as the central government weakened separatism among heroes. In the 3rd year of the Chengping year, 192 AD, Zhang Zhuo was ultimately assassinated through a conspiracy involving the Minister of Works Wang Yan and his subordinate Liu Bu. After the campaign against Dong Zhuo concluded, local warlords no longer heeded the commands of the Eastern Han central government and instead developed their own forces. Shang Ji, a former subordinate of Zhang Zhuo, faced food shortages in his army, raided Nanyang in Jingzhou, and died in the Solon ranching. His nephew Shang Xiu inherited his forces and was later settled in Wancheng by Liu Bao, the governor of Jingzhou. Together, they resisted the advances of Cao Cao. During the Yellow Turban Rebellion, Sun Jian led over 1,500 men with Shu Han to suppress the uprising in the Central Plains. Later, he campaigned in Liangzhu in the southern regions of Jingzhou. During the chaos caused by Zhang Sun Jian participated in the coalition of warlords from the east against Dong Zhuang. In Luoyang, he unexpectedly obtained the imperial seal. Affiliated with Yuan Shu, Sun Jian was tasked with attacking Liu Bao, the inspector of Jingzhou. However, he was shot and killed by Huang So, a subordinate of Liu Bao, on Xiangshan. After Sun Jian's death, his son Sun Si took command of his troops. In the first year of Xinbing 194 AD, Sun Si offered the imperial seal to Yuan Shu with 3,000 soldiers, left Yuan Shu, leading Sun Jian's former troops to develop in Jiangdong. With the assistance of figures like Shou Yu, Sun Si engaged in various campaigns in Jiangdong from 196 to 199 AD, defeating Liu Yao, subjugating Wang Lan, and killing Su Guang. In 196 AD, after the emperor's young moved to Shu Han, Sun Si rejected Yuan Shu and formed an alliance with Cao Cao, receiving the title of Wu Hu. Eventually, Sun Si emerged as the ruler of Jiangdong, confronting Liu Bao and waiting for the opportunity to move north to the Central Plains. In 199 AD, Sun Si defeated Liu Shen, the administrator of Luzhang, absorbed his forces, and gained control of the Yuzhang commandery. In 200 AD, while on a hunting excursion, Sun Si was assassinated by a servant of Xu Guang. In 194 AD, after the death of Liu Yan, the governor of Yezhou, his son Liu Shuang succeeded him and severed ties with Shang Liu and Han Zhang, leading to a standoff between the two. Ma Tang, Han Suwei, and others developed their forces in the regions of Liangzhu and Bingzhou. Gong Senzan, after defeating Liu Yu, dominated Yuzhang and was ultimately conquered by Yuan Shao. Liu Biu, who had initially seized Yanzhong from Cao Cao, was defeated and then allied with Liu Bei. Subsequently, Liu Bei took control of Zhou province but was captured and executed by Cao Cao in Jiabei. Liu Bei succeeded the deceased Ta Tian as the governor of Zhou province but lost the territory to both Liu Bei and later Cao Cao, forcing him to seek refuge under Yuan Shao. Liu Bei later fled to Rennan in an attempt to establish his own power. During this period, the most prominent achievements were made by Yuan Shao and Cao Cao. Yuan Shao cunningly occupied Ji province after defeating Han Fu, followed by victories over Chiang Kai, Song Hong, Gong Senzan, and others. He controlled the provinces of Qing, Ji, Yu, and Bing, dominating the northern regions with a powerful force. Cao Cao engaged in multiple military campaigns, incorporating the remnants of the Yellow Turban Army, forming the renowned Qingzhou Army, and eventually securing control over Yanzhou. Cao Cao, utilizing the political advantage of holding the emperor's mandate to command the princes, established Emperor Xian in Sihong and used the imperial authority to campaign against various warlords. After years of campaigns in the south and north, he successively defeated Yuan Shu, eliminated Liu Bu, subjugated Zhang and expelled Liu Bei. Cao Cao's power expanded to include the provinces of Yanzhou, Yuzhou, and Shuzhou, as well as parts of Sili, Yangzhou, and other central regions. As the forces of Yuan and Cao continued to grow, a decisive battle eventually took place. In the 5th year of Jiangnan 200 AD, during the Battle of Guanzhou, Cao Cao, following the advice of Su Yu, personally led an army to burn Yuan Shao's provisions, achieving victory against the powerful regional force in the north. Over the next few years, Cao Cao eliminated the forces of Yuan Shao's three sons Yuan Ten, Yuan Shi, and Yuan Shang. In the Battle of Baimayan, Cao Cao dispatched the general Shang Liang, leading the vanguard to decisively defeat the Wuhuan and slay their chieftain Taidan. Subsequently, Cao Cao pacified Liaozhong, ultimately unifying the northern regions. With Cao Cao's unification of the north and the implementation of the Chenshen and Ran reduction systems, northern society gradually stabilized, and productivity began to recover. The government repaired roads, constructed water conservancy projects, and facilitated transportation and irrigation. The revived iron smelting industry saw the promotion of water-powered bellows, and the silk industry prospered. Commodity exchange gradually improved, and during the reign of Emperor Ming of Wei, the use of coins was reintroduced. Cities such as Luoyang, Yi, and Cuyang prospered. After Cao Cao moved to Zhizhou, he implemented the rent rejection system, the formation of the three major forces. In the year 188, a member of the Han royal family, Liu Yan, took on the role of governor of Yizhou. In the first year of the Xingbin year 194, Liu Yan passed away and his son Liu Shang succeeded him. Both Liu Yan and Liu Shang successively suppressed local rebellions by influential figures. In the 12th year of Jiaonan 207, Liu Bei invited Shi Liang to assist him, introducing the strategic concept of Longshanzhu. After Cao Cao unified the northern regions in the 13th year of Jiaonan 208, taking advantage of Liu Bei's slowness and instability in Jingzhou, Cao Cao led a large army south to conquer Jingzhou. Liu Kang surrendered, and Liu Bei, who had been staying in Xinye, departed for Jiangling. Along the way, he was defeated by Cao's forces and escaped to Shagao. Cao Cao set his sights on Jiangdong. Through the joint efforts of Liu Bei's strategist Zhu Zhiliang and San Quan's advisor Lu Su, Sun and Liu formed an alliance to resist Cao Cao. In the same year, San Quan moved the capital from Wu to Zhuanye, planning for the Battle of Red Cliffs. In this pivotal battle, Zhou Yu's fire attack strategy greatly defeated Cao Cao. The San Liu coalition achieved victory at the Battle of Red Cliffs, forcing Cao Cao to retreat to the north. After the Battle of Red Cliffs, Cao Cao's forces, upon returning to the north, defeated Ma Chang and Han Sui in Guangzhong in the 16th year of Jianan 211. He also sent Shahou Yuan on a western expedition, eliminating separatist forces led by Han Sui and Song Jian, bringing Liangzhu into the Wei sphere of influence, thus unifying the northern region and contributing to the formation of the Three Kingdoms. San Quan's major military activities were concentrated in Huainan. Following the Battle of Red Cliffs, Cao Cao's army frequently attacked the Ruxu region, with victories and losses on both sides. Cao Cao made several southern expeditions, and San Quan also made several northern movements, but neither side made significant progress. In the 16th year of Jiaonan 111, Liu Shang invited Liu Bei to enter Yizhou, leading to the defeat of Shang Lu, who held Hanzhong, gradually taking over Liu Shang's territory. In the 19th year of Jiaonan 214, Cao Cao declared himself Duke of Wei, and in October, Emperor Xian of Han, in collaboration with Fu Hu, plotted against Cao Cao. The plot was exposed, and Cao Cao executed the conspirators. Liu Shuang surrendered to Liu Bei, who then assumed the position of governor of Yizhou. In the 21st year of Jiaonan 216, Cao Cao declared himself king of Wei and established the capital in Yi. In the 24th year of Jiaonan 219, Liu Bei wrested Hanzhong from the hands of Cao Cao, reaching the peak of his power and declaring himself king of Hanzhong. Cao Cao's forces, unable to retake Hanzhong, retreated toward Chang'an. Strife between San Quan and Liu Bei. San Quan and Liu Bei both began to vie for control of Jingzhou. In 210, San Quan absorbed Jiazi, securing the southeastern half. In 211, he moved the capital to Mengling, and the following year 212, changed Mengling to Zhuanye. Liu Bei, seizing the opportunity, took control of the 5 commanderies of Jingzhou, successfully coercing the surrender of the 4 commanderies in southern Jingzhou. Zhou Yu captured the strategically important non-commandery. Liu Bei's general, Guan Yu, attacked Fan, and Liu Men wrote to San Quan, saying, Guan Yu is attacking Fan while leaving behind a substantial force. He likely fears my ambition. As I often follow you, I request to return to Zhuanye with my soldiers, using illness as an excuse. Upon hearing this, Guan Yu will surely withdraw his forces and head to Xiangyang. If our large army sails day and night, we can attack its emptiness, making it possible to take non-commandery and capture Guan Yu. Lu Meng then pretended to be seriously ill, and San Quan ordered him to return to Zhuanye for treatment. Guan Yu believed it was true and withdrew some of his troops from Jiangling. When San Quan received the news, he ordered Lu Meng to advance. Lu Meng, having hidden elite troops in the ship's hold at Sunyang modern-day Zhujiang, disguised the vessels as merchant ships, traveled day and night, and reached Nan Commandery. The defenders surrendered without a fight. Guan Yu's soldiers and their families were all in Jiangling. Lu Meng treated them well, providing medical care for illnesses, and supplying clothing and provisions for hunger and cold. Upon hearing that Jiangling had been attacked by San Quan, Guan Yu withdrew from the front lines. The soldiers, learning that their families were safe and living comfortably, were unwilling to fight alongside Guan Yu. In the 12th month of the 24th year of Jiaonan 219, Guan Yu was defeated and fled to Meiqing, captured and killed by Sun Quan's forces. Sun Quan gained control of Jingzhou, occupying most of the 6 commanderies. Separated by the 3 gorges, his forces faced off against those of Shu Han, restricting Shu Han's development beyond the gorges. 3 major forces coexist. In the first year of Huangku 220 AD, in January, Cao Cao passed away. In the same year, in October, Cao Pai usurped the Han throne, declared himself emperor, established the capital in Luoyang, and named the new state Wei with the era name Huangku. This period is historically known as the Cao Wei era, marking the official beginning of the 3 kingdoms era following the downfall of the Han Dynasty. In the first year of Shangwu 221 AD, Liu Bei, in order to continue the Han legacy and revive the Han Dynasty, declared himself Emperor of Great Han in Chengdu, naming the new state Han with the era name Shuangwei. This became known as the Shu Han era. Han Saija Bizhou, spanning from the Qin Mountains to the southern regions. It had 280,000 households, a population of 940,000, 40,000 officials, and over 100,000 soldiers. Shortly after Liu Bei's ascension, he led tens of thousands of troops on an eastern campaign against Sun Quan in retaliation for the loss of Zhenjiang and the death of Guan Yu. In 221 AD, Shang Fei was killed, and Liu Bei engaged Wu forces at Yailing. In the Battle of Shaling, Wu General Liu Shun defeated Liu Bei, who retreated to Yizhou. Liu Bei passed away shortly afterward by Dichang. Shu Han's strength was significantly diminished, making it the weakest of the 3 kingdoms. However, not long after, through the efforts of Shi Zhiyang and Sun Quan, Shu Han and Eastern Wu restored their alliance and jointly resisted Cao Wei. In 222 AD, Sun Quan was in fief as the king of Wu by Wei's Emperor Wan, Cao Pai. In 229 AD, he declared himself Emperor Yin, Wucheng modern day Aigang, Hubei, naming the new state Wu with the era name Huangluang. This marked the beginning of the Eastern Wu era. Later, the capital was relocated to Zhangye, with jurisdiction over Yangzhou, Jingzhou, and Zhaizhou. Wu had more than 520,000 households, a population of 2.3 million, over 30,000 officials, and an army of 230,000. At this point, the situation of the 3 kingdoms was formally established, and although conflicts between the north and south continued with occasional large-scale battles, the overall balance of power was maintained for over 40 years. Northern expedition to Western Shu. After Liu Bei's death, Liu Shan ascended to the throne. Shu Zhiyang assisted Liu Shan in challenging circumstances. Rebellions erupted among the southwestern tribes. Powerful figures in Yizhou, led by Yang Kai, took control and sought allegiance with Wu. Local officials like Shu Ba, the administrator of Sang, and Ga Ding, the administrator of Yuch, supported Yang Kai, leading to increased unrest in the Nanzhang region. In 225 AD, Shu Zhiyang led a southern campaign, during which Meng Huo replaced Yang Kai in control of Nanzhang. In the autumn of the same year, Shu Zhiyang defeated Meng Huo, bringing stability to the Nanzhang region. Shu Zhiyang relocated the leaders of the indigenous tribes to Chengdu for official positions and organized the local Qiang people into a military force. In 228 AD, Shu Zhiyang initiated a northern campaign against Cao Wei. Over the next 3 years, Shu Zhiyang launched several more northern expeditions, all of which were unsuccessful due to insufficient military provisions. In 234 AD, during the 5th northern campaign, Shu Zhiyang fell ill and passed away at Wuzang Plains. The Han army withdrew, and the northern campaigns came to a halt. After Shi Zhiyang's death, figures like Zhang Wan and Fei Yi successively held the position of prime minister, maintaining a defensive stance with little progress. Post-258 AD, eunuchs such as Huang Hao gained significant power, leading to political corruption. Cao Wei launched a northern campaign, but due to constraints imposed by the court and eunuchs, his efforts were futile, resulting in much toil and no achievements. Taking advantage of the situation after the resistance forces had been eliminated, the Sima clan seized the opportunity. In 263 AD, they dispatched 3 separate forces led by Zhang Huyi, Zhang Ai, and Shu Zu to conquer Shu Han. They engaged in protracted battles with Shu Han's general Cao Wei. While Zhang Hui was blocked at Jiangzhi, Zhang Ai avoided Zhang Wei's main force and took a shortcut through the Yinping Trail, directly approaching Fukang. They pressed on towards Chengdu, and the last ruler of Shu Han, Liu Shan, surrendered. Cao Wei's attempt to feign surrender in a bid to revive the Han Dynasty failed, leading to his execution in Chengdu. Liu Shan was granted the title of Duke of Anwu, marking the end of Shu Han. Shu Han lasted for 43 years under two emperors, Sima is Cao Wei. Shortly after the establishment of Wei, a power struggle emerged during the reign of Cao Fang. This struggle involved the regent Cao Shuang, a member of the imperial clan, and Sima Yi, the grand commandant. Cao Shuang favored literati like the three dogs of the Chai clan, Li Shang, Bai Gui, and others, while sidelining Sima Yi. The Sima clan was a prominent aristocratic family since the Eastern Han, and Sima Yi himself was a skilled strategist who had achieved numerous military successes. In 1238 AD, he led forces to pacify Gongsun Yuan, bringing Liaodong under Wei's control. In the 10th year of the Shanshi era, 1249 AD, taking advantage of Cao Shuang's escorting Cao Feng to pay respects at Gaobing Mausoleum, Sima Yi orchestrated a coup, executing Cao Shuang and his supporters and consolidating control over the government. This event is known as the Gaobing Mausoleum incident. Subsequently, Sima Yi and his sons, Sima Shi and Sima Shao, suppressed military rebellions led by Wang Ling, Guang Tiujian, Zhu Zhan, and other officials who opposed them, solidifying the dominance of the Sima clan. A group of philosophical scholars, represented by the 7 sages of the Bamboo Grove, held a passive resistance stance against the Sima clan. Among them, Ji Kang was accused by the Sima clan of attempting to assist Guang Tiujian's rebellion and was executed for allegedly undermining Confucianism. Most of these scholars eventually submitted to the Sima clan during the Wei and early Western Jin periods. Suqiu incident. In the state of Eastern Wu, various generals accompanied the Sun family in military campaigns, often receiving land grants as rewards. These rewarded generals, in turn, accumulated substantial wealth, holding multiple fiefs covering several counties. This practice gradually evolved into a hereditary system where military leadership was passed down through generations. Concurrently, in the Jiangnan region, influential families such as the Gu, Liu, Shiyu, and Shang in places like Wu Commandery acquired vast estates with numerous servants, each having their distinctive family traditions. These influential families, alongside the hereditary military leaders, became integral pillars of the political power structure in Eastern Wu. After the death of Sun Quan, the Wu state experienced a decline, while Wei gradually strengthened, especially following the suppression of 3 military rebellions in the Huainan region by the Sima clan. The Sima clan pursued a policy of first extinguishing Han and then conquering Wu. After successfully eliminating Han and establishing Wei, the Sima clan was occupied with consolidating their new dynasty, providing a temporary extension for the Wu regime. 3 major powers were extinguished by Jian. In the second year of Shangxi to 65 CE, Sima Shao passed away, and on the day of Bingdian in the 12th month February 8 to 66 CE, Sima Zhao's son, Sima Yan, forced the abdication of Cao Wei's emperor, Cao Huan, and declared himself emperor, establishing the Jin dynasty. This marked the beginning of the Jin dynasty era in Chinese history, also known as the Western Jin dynasty, with the capital remaining in Luoyang. From this point forward, China officially entered the era of the Western Jin dynasty. After assuming the throne, Sima Yan initiated preparations to campaign against Eastern Wu. He sent Wang Zhan to Yizhou to build a large fleet, while Yang Hu guarded Xiangyang, confronting Wu's general Liu Kang stationed in Jiangling. In the year 64 CE, after Sun Hao ascended the throne, the Jiazhou region approximately present-day Guangxi province in northern Vietnam surrendered to Cao Wei. 2 years later, Wu forces attempted to reclaim the region, but were defeated by the Jin General Mao Zedong. In 69 CE, Yang Hu ordered Wang Zhen to organize a navy in Yizhou and formulated military strategies for the campaign against Wu. In the same year, Sun Hao, with generals Yu Xi, Chao Huang, and Li Su, led land and sea forces to rendezvous at Haibing, successfully regained Jiazhou by 71 CE. In 79 CE, Yi rebellion led by Guao Ma and Guangzhou approximately present-day Guangdong province in the eastern part of Guangxi province was suppressed by Sun Hao's forces, including generals Tang Shen, Tao Zhang, and Tao Huang. Meanwhile, Jin forces advanced south, putting Wu in a precarious situation. Following the deaths of key Eastern Wu ministers Liu Kai and Liu Kai, Zhen Zhanrou who proposed an expedition against Wu, but faced opposition from Jie Chang, leading to the plan's abandonment. In 279 CE, as the Northwestern Rebellion was pacified, Wang Zhan and Yu submitted memorials to Sima Yan, suggesting that it was the opportune time to campaign against Wu. However, opposition from Jie Chang and Shen Su, who argued that the Northwest had not yet been stabilized, led to a delay. In 280 CE, with the turmoil in the Northwest pacified, Sima Yan decided to launch a large-scale attack against Wu in November of the same year, known as the Battle of the Conquest of Wuyu. He appointed Jie Chang as the overall commander, with Wang Zhan leading the upper army, Ju Yunhefan commanding the central army, and Wang Han and Sima Huang leading the lower army, advancing from multiple directions. In 280 CE, in the second month, San Hao urgently appointed Prime Minister Zhang Titi, Lai Shanyang and San San to cross the river and resist Wang Han's army, but all were defeated and killed. Meanwhile, Wang Zhen's army along the Yangtze River coordinated with other Jin forces to capture Sailing, Jiangling, Wucheng, Sunyang, and other areas. Zhiyu also took control of the southern part of Zhengzhou. On the day of Ranyan in the third month, May 1st, seeing that Jin forces had surrendered Zhanye, San Hao realized the dire situation and decided to surrender. With the fall of Eastern Wu, the Western Jin Dynasty unified the realm, bringing an end to the three contending powers and establishing Jin's dominance. Part 3. Military System. Cao Wei military system. The official system and military system of the Three Kingdoms period are quite similar to those of the Eastern Han Dynasty. Cao Wei's central army was divided into the central army and the external army. The distinction between the central army and the external army emerged during the Han Jianan period 196 to 220. The position of commander-in-chief was established during the Huanggu year 220 to 226, formalizing the distinction and names of the central and external armies. Before the Jianan period, the Cao Cao faction was just one of the warlords in control. Cao Cao welcomed the emperor to Zun, with the emperor's support, commanded the vassals, especially after defeating Yuan Shao in the Battle of Guandu and gaining control of Ji, Bing, and Qing provinces. His rule gradually took on the dimensions of a state. With the expansion of his influence, Cao Cao couldn't lead armies everywhere as before. Therefore, a garrison system emerged. After pacifying an area, a portion of the army would be left for defense, led by a commander appointed to oversee the various military forces within the jurisdiction. This garrison system was the precursor to the military division system of commanders-in-chief prevalent in the Wei Jin period and beyond. This situation rose after Cao Cao defeated Yuan Shang and occupied Ji and Bing provinces. By the time of the Battle of Chibi, the situation of the Three Kingdoms dialogue had formed, gradually solidifying into a system and evolving into the later commander-in-chief system. The national army was practically divided into internal and external forces, and the names for these forces naturally formed. The generals and troops stationed outside as part of the garrison, led by generals and commanders, were referred to as the external army. The centrally administered army was referred to as the central army. The history of military systems through the ages describes the development of Wei's central army. Initially, Cao Cao established the Wuzhen camp in the vicinity of the prime minister's residence to command and control the military. When Emperor Wen added the central camp, there were the Wuzhen and Shangli camps to command the generals and integrate the five schools. The Wuzhen camp was the closest guard unit to the Cao Wei faction, and its establishment is mentioned in the supplement to the records of the Three Kingdoms as occurring in the 13th year of Jianan 208. At that time, Cao Cao had just become the prime minister and established the Wuzhen camp at the prime minister's residence. The number of imperial guards under the Han emperor was already small, and under Cao Cio's control, there were oversights when the Wuzhen camp was established. The statement Wuzhen and Shangli took camps to command the generals and integrate the five schools is also inaccurate. In reality, Cao Wei successively established new camps such as Wuzhen, Shangli, Shongjian, Zigi, and Yuji, all under the command of the central military leader. The five camps of the Northern Army since the Eastern Han period Tanki cavalry garrison, Bubing infantry, Shash archers, Yuegi crossbowmen, and Changshu long waters continued to exist during the Cao Wei period, but with a significantly reduced number of personnel. The status of the five camps was not as prominent as that of generals such as the Wuzhen, and it was no longer possible for them to command new camps such as Wuzhen and Shuangui. The external armies stationed in various regions initially had inconsistent organizational structures, and commanders were often temporarily appointed and replaced by the central authority. However, during the reign of Cao Wei, there was a significant change in this situation. According to the history of military systems through the ages, in the third year of Huangku, a special position of commanding military affairs in various provinces was established. Subsequently, titles of general for the 4 expeditions and general for the 4 garrisons were added. Furthermore, a grand general was appointed to command all military forces, both internal and external. Ranking above the Grand Commandant, the position of commanding military affairs in various provinces in Cao Wei represented central military officials stationed in different regions, leading central armies distinct from the regional forces of provinces and commanderies. The titles general for the 4 expeditions and general for the 4 garrisons referred to commanders responsible for military expeditions in the east, south, west, and north, and those in charge of garrisoning in the east, south, west, and north, respectively. Additionally, there were titles like General for the 4 stabilities and General for the 4 pacifications. These titles were not permanent military positions, but temporary honorary titles. From these titles, it can be inferred that the generals commanding military affairs in various provinces represented the central authority's authority to conduct expeditions and suppress rebellions. The term internal and external military forces referred to the central army and the external army, respectively. The passage appointed a grand general to command all military forces, both internal and external, meant that the grand general was appointed to lead the entire central army, making the grand general the highest military commander in Cao Wei. The Cao Wei regime was established to replace the Eastern Han Dynasty. Initially, the grand commandant held the highest military and political position. However, with the establishment of the Grand General, the most crucial powers of the Grand Commandant were divided. Therefore, as mentioned by Chen Fuliang, the Grand General ranked above the Grand Commandant. In summary, the organizational structure of the Cao Wei Central Army was as follows. Central Army, led by the Commanding General with the Protector General and various camp commanders. Central Military, headed by the Grand General. External Army, commanded by officials in charge of military affairs in various provinces. In addition to the Central Army and the External Army, Cao Wei also had local forces known as the Provincial and Commandery Troops. During the Eastern Han Dynasty under Emperor Guangwu, the military was disbanded, and the recruitment of soldiers was limited, resulting in a significant weakness in the military capabilities of the commanderies and counties. However, by the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, some commandery and county governors had become powerful warlords, and their military strength had increased. Many regional military forces were either eliminated or annexed one by one as these warlords asserted their dominance. When Cao Cao unified the northern regions, various separatist armed forces, large and small, were either eliminated or incorporated. In many cases, only the centrally stationed armies remained in the northern commanderies and counties, with no local military forces left. At that time, the Chancellor's chief clerk, Simon Lang, suggested establishing local armed forces in commanderies and counties to defend against external threats and maintain internal order, according to the history of military systems through the ages. After adopting Simon Lang's suggestion, the provinces and commanderies were, again, given control over their own military, but the authority of local officials expanded significantly. Therefore, the history of military systems through the ages believes that the military power of the Cao Wei regime was concentrated in the hands of the provincial governors, but internally under the Grand General and the Grand Commandant. As a result, some later officials petitioned Emperor Ming of Wei to relieve the provincial governors, regional inspectors, and prefects of their military command authority. They proposed sending grand generals to garrison these areas to prevent governors and prefects from focusing solely on military achievements and neglecting civilian affairs, thereby ensuring they would dedicate themselves to their essential tasks. Additionally, Cao Wei had a noteworthy military system related to agricultural garrisons. The agricultural garrison system included both civilian garrisons and military garrisons, which were a continuation and extension of the Han Dynasty's methods of leasing state-owned land and promoting garrisons in border regions. The management of civilian garrisons was overseen by the Minister of Agriculture, who supervised the nationwide civilian garrisons. The Colonel Director of Agriculture in the Central Commandery supervised the civilian garrisons in one province or commandery, and the Colonel of Agriculture oversaw the civilian garrisons at the county level, with the garrison marshal in charge of each production unit called a garrison. Each garrison consisted of 50 agricultural settlers. The tasks of civilian garrisons include cultivating rice, millet, mulberries, and hemp, with 50 to 60% of the harvest being handed over to the government. Agricultural settlers were exempt from military service, but were subject to military law and management, falling within the scope of military studies. The agricultural garrison system, initiated in the early years of the Jiangnan era, aimed to tie down the displaced people to the land and provide the government with a significant amount of rent for military needs. However, by the end of the Wei Dynasty and the beginning of the Jin Dynasty, rulers often divided and distributed agricultural garrisons for the benefit of aristocratic families, resulting in the destructive dismantling of the agricultural garrison system. The military garrison system started later than the civilian garrison system and generally maintained the existing military organization. These military garrisons were established on the borders facing the states of Wu Yunshu, allowing soldiers to both cultivate and defend the land. Eastern Wu also had military garrison systems similar to those of Cao Wei, Shu Han military system. The central military organization of Shu Han was broadly similar to that of Wei, but had its own distinctive features. According to the history of military systems through the ages, Shu Han established 5 armies, each commanded by 1 left general, 1 right general, 1 supervisor, and 1 protector. Each army included 1 general, 1 supervisor, 1 protector, 1 adjutant, and 1 staff officer. The 5 armies were categorized as front, rear, left, right, and central armies. The central army, similar to Wei, also served as a guard unit. The front, rear, left, and right armies were roughly equivalent to Wei's external army. The overall supreme military commander for Shu Han was the army advisor general. The organizational structure of the 5 armies had some differences. The central army had an adjutant, inspector, military advisor, commander-in-chief, leader, and staff officer. The front and rear armies had an adjutant, inspector, military advisor, leader, and staff officer. The left and right armies had an adjutant, inspector, and commander-in-chief. Historical records indicate that the commanders of the front, rear, left, and right armies were referred to as front general, rear general, left general, and right general, respectively. Only the central army's commander was designated as the adjutant. However, according to other sources such as Wang Ping, Liu Min, and Zhang Wei, the front, rear, left, and right armies were often led by an adjutant or inspector. The precise nature of these titles, whether they were alternate names for the adjutant or distinct offices at different times, requires further investigation. At the grassroots level, Shu Han's military had various designations. According to the history of military systems through the ages, there were different categories such as Tuzhang, Wuqian, Kongo, Qingtiang, Sangti, and Wuqi, indicating diverse troop types. This list is not exhaustive, and according to Wang Senfu's supplement to the records of the 3 kingdoms, there were additional designations in Shu Han, including Tichang, often representing specialized vanguard units. Wuqian might refer to an elite force, Hubu denoted courageous infantry, Huqi referred to elite cavalry, and there were also Sangti, Wuqi, and other cavalry units. Additionally, there were the Yi soldiers who surrendered during Shu Zhiliang's southern expeditions, known as Bear, consisting of people adorned with white feather decorations. Fazhen primarily comprised Qingtiang soldiers. Kongo consisted of people from the Kongo ethnic group. These designations indicate that the Shu Han regime not only had soldiers of Han ethnicity, but also recruited surrendered soldiers from different ethnic backgrounds. Suzhou military system. Before Sun Quan declared himself emperor, he held the titles of Taolu, Baoji, and Cheiji generals, establishing his headquarters as one of the prominent military officers of that time. As the military leader, Sun Quan appointed assistants within his headquarters following the Han Dynasty system. These assistants included military advisors, chief clerks in various administrative offices, each responsible for specific military affairs. The commanding officers include positions like the Protector General, Leader General, and Staff General. Additionally, miscellaneous titles like Danko and Cao Wei generals were also appointed, although they might not necessarily command troops. During wartime, temporary commanders were appointed, with some military officers designated as left or right commanders or grand commanders, serving as overall leaders or commanders. These appointments were temporary and would be rescinded after the conclusion of the conflict. In the first year of Wu's Huanglong era to 29 CE, Sun Quan declared himself emperor. Following this, the emperor became the supreme military commander, and under him, the prime minister or higher ranking officials like the grand general were given the additional responsibility of commanding military affairs inside and outside, or supervising military affairs inside and outside, overseeing the command and control of the national military. The Central Direct controlled military of Eastern Wu, also known as the Central Army, primarily consisted of guard units such as Yulan, Wuai, and Huqi, with most members being former generals and their troops loyal to the Sun family. The commanders of the guard units were called supervisors or generals, often held by members of the Sun family. The Central Army retained the Han Dynasty's 5 camps, with generals known as Wangdu or Wuxiaodu. Among the leading military commanders of Eastern Wu, those with high ranks like Biaoji, Chaidi, and Wei generals held more significant positions, followed by generals with titles such as Zhang, San Yin, and Ping generals. Regional military leaders in Wu were often given the title Jiu, and there were various titles such as Jingxie Zhu, Wu Nen Zhu, Shui Zhen Zhu, Kediu, Tian Zhu, Zuo Zhu, Zuo Zhu Zhu, and Shangcheng Zhu, among others. Those commanding external forces were usually named after the location where they were stationed, like Silent Zhu, Gang'an Zhu, Baqi Zhu, and Raksu Zhu. Local administrations also followed a dual-track system, where officials holding both civil and military positions were responsible for the Central Army and were referred to as external forces. Additionally, there were local militias. Eastern Wu implemented a hereditary system for military leaders, allowing local officials, whether holding military positions or not, to maintain their own military units, which could be passed down through generations. The military forces of Eastern Wu were composed of both naval and land forces, with a predominant emphasis on the navy. The land forces included infantry and cavalry. The total military strength was around 200,000, with more than 5,000 ships. Eastern Wu's strategic policy primarily focused on strategic defense, leveraging the natural barrier of the Yangtze River. To counter domestic and foreign hostile forces, Eastern Wu, through long-term efforts, established a formidable navy along the Yangtze River. They set up extensive shipyards and Haugenports in Daimenhu, Fujian to arm the navy. The shipbuilding technology was advanced, producing transport ships as large as 20 shan and warships with 5 layers, capable of carrying up to 3,000 soldiers. Eastern Wu established naval bases at Ruxi southeast of present-day Cha County, Anhui, and Xiling present-day Yecheng, Xiubai, deploying strong defenses. The well-trained navy proved to be a formidable force, surpassing the navies of Cao Wei and Shu Han. In several major battles against Wei and Shu, Eastern Wu achieved victory with the help of its powerful navy. After the death of Cao Cao, both Wei Wendi and Wei Mingdi attempted to cross the Yangtze River for sudden expansion, but faced with the formidable naval force of Wu and the natural barrier of the Yangtze, they either hesitated or returned without success. Arms. Due to the needs of war, there has been varying degrees of development and strategic tactics for capturing cities, as well as in the manufacturing of siege engines and weapons. In terms of siege engines, during the Battle of Guandu, Cao Cao ordered the production of trebuchets, which proved effective in destroying the watchtowers of Yuan forces, thereby turning the tide in favor of the Cao army. The trebuchet used by Cao Cao's army was referred to by the Yuan forces as the thunderbolt catapult. Regarding weapon manufacturing, Pu Yuan excelled in forging, chain-linked iron tools. He crafted knives for Shu Zhiyang in Xigo, now southwest of Mixian County, Shaanxi. These knives were capable of cleaving open bamboo tubes filled with iron beads and were claimed as legendary weapons. Part 4. Economy. Agriculture. In the late Eastern Han period, due to natural disasters and warfare, society suffered extensive disruptions, leading to economic decline and widespread abandonment of farmland. Some local elites and clans took the initiative to establish walled strongholds for self-defense. engaging in productive activities are young, these strongholds gradually evolve into a self-sufficient manorial system. Both the walled strongholds and manorial system had a lasting impact on the economic models of the subsequent Wei, Jin, and Southern and Northern dynasties. Among the three kingdoms, Cao Wei had the largest population and the most extensive land reclamation, contributing to its status as the most powerful at that time. Cao Wei implemented the tension system, organizing migrants to cultivate official land. This initiative helped restore social order and strengthen Cao Wei's power. Another indication of Cao Wei's emphasis on agriculture was its significant investment in water conservation projects, with scale and quantity ranking top among the three kingdoms. For example, in the year 233, a canal was constructed in the Guangdong region, reservoirs were built, and over 3,000 hectares of saline alkaline land were transformed, greatly enriching the state treasury. However, it was noted that some of these water projects lacked proper planning and only achieved short-term results, as mentioned in the records of the three kingdoms. Ma Zhan, skilled in mechanical applications, significantly increased production and created innovative devices like the water-powered revolving theatrical scene and the Lost Engine guidance card, earning him the reputation of being the greatest craftsman in the empire. He improved Han Dynasty silk looms, producing three-dimensional patterns comparable to Shu brocade. By refining Bailan's dragon backbone carved from the late Han period, he invented the dragon backbone motor, 无兔 irrigate high altitude fields. Some terraced fields are still in use. He also transformed the trebuchet into a rotating version, enhancing the throwing capacity and speed. Shu Han, with fertile land and abundant resources, experienced relatively less warfare turmoil in the late Eastern Han period compared to the Central Plains. Shu Zhiliang sent people to maintain and protect the Zhichuangdian irrigation system, ensuring agricultural irrigation. Sun Wu, located in the Jiangnan region, had a later economic development start, and it was sparsely populated during the Three Kingdoms era. However, due to less conflict in the region, a large number of people migrated from the north, bringing advanced production technology and labor. After San Quan ascended to the throne, he established agricultural officials and implemented the tension system, leading to the development of agricultural production and socio-economic advancement in the Jiangnan region. Business currency. Due to the collapse of the Eastern Han Dynasty, there was no central authority to reforge the worn-out copper coins. Additionally, a large number of privately minted coins emerged. After the establishment of the Three Kingdoms, the newly issued copper coins failed to gain widespread circulation. As a result, the official currency shifted to using tangible items such as cloth, silk, and grains. Cao Wei struggled to break free from the economic model of barter trade. Several attempts at currency reforms ended in failure, possibly due to the lack of large-scale copper mines within its territory. After Liu Bei established Shu Han, the financial situation in the Ba region was chaotic. Liu Bei proposed the casting of Zibai Qian Street 100 coins to stabilize prices and address the issues. Both Wushu Qian and Zibai Qian were concurrently in use, minted in Jianwei Commandery. This indicates that Shu's coinage was not limited to a single location. Shu coins, especially the Wushu Qian, continue to be an important export product, and they even circulated extensively in Wei territory during the Three Kingdoms period. Trading. Sun Wu established the position of Daiyanchuan Zhaowei in Jiangnan Commandery, with its administrative center located in present-day Fuzhou, Fujian province. The naval fleets of Sun Wu extended their reach from the South China Sea in the south to Liaodong in the north. Maritime trade experienced significant growth, and Sun Wu's major commercial cities included Zhangye present-day Nanjing, Jiangsu province, Wu Commandery present-day Sushu, Jiangsu province, and Panyu near Guangzhou, Guangdong province. Among these, Panyu primarily engaged in foreign trade, handicraft. Cao Wei established large-scale state-owned handicraft workshops to develop the handicraft industry. Trade cities like the present-day Linzang County, Handan, Hebei, Luoyang, and others were economically developed and engaged in trade with overseas regions. Shipbuilding, ceramics, silk weaving, soap production, and various other industries also thrived. In Shu Han, handicraft industries, especially in soap iron and silk weaving, were highly developed. In the poem Fu on the capital of Shu by Zuo Xi, it is mentioned that houses of skilled craftsmen were numerous, with 100 rooms scattered around, and their machines and looms worked in harmony. This indicates the high level of craftsmanship in Shu, especially in Shu silk, which was exported to the Wu and Wei states. Shu Zhiliang also recognized the significance of Shu silk as a vital resource for supporting the state. The southern regions contributed products such as gold, silver, cinnabar, lager, plowing oxen, and war horses, supplying military funds and enriching the country. Even at the time of Shu Han's downfall, the government still possessed 2,000 caddies each of gold and silver. The capital Chengdu was also one of the commercial cities of that era. In terms of the textile industry, Sanwu, located in Jiangnan, was renowned for producing hemp-cloth, while Yusong commander centered around present-day Nanchang. Jiangxi province was famous for its chicken corn cloth that was known far and wide. The 3Ws produced cotton from the 8 silk insects, and silk produced in areas like Zhiji and Yong'an was of high quality. Wu's metallurgical industry was most developed in Wucheng present-day as Hubei province, where Sunquan engaged in copper mining and weapon forging. Due to its location in Jiangnan and along the coast, Wu's salt industry was also well developed. Officials were appointed in places like Haiyang present-day Haiyang, Jiaxing, Shijiang and Shisuang, present-day Changshu, Xushu, Jiangsu to oversee salt production in these areas. Shipbuilding technology also saw significant advancements during this period. Shortly after the establishment of San Wu's regime, it possessed over 5,000 ships and continually dispatched large fleets to navigate both north to Liaodong and south to the South China Sea. These fleets included large ships with 5 levels, capable of carrying 3,000 people. Part 5 Population. After the Yellow Turban Rebellion, the Central Plains region experienced natural disasters and famine as recorded in instances such as in the 3rd year of Jianning. In the spring of the 1st month, women in Henan ate their husbands, and men in Hebei ate their wives. When Dong Zhuo seized power, he allowed his soldiers to indulge in violence against women, plundering resources. Faced with a joint military campaign from the coalition forces in the east, he went to the extreme of transferring millions of people from Luoyang to Channan, burning palaces, temples, government offices, and private residences, leaving nothing within 100 miles. This led to widespread grievances, and the population greatly decreased. During Cao Cao's expedition to Zhou province, he reportedly killed tens of thousands of men and women, leaving nothing, not even chickens or dogs. The Xi River ceased to flow, and within the 5 counties, there were no more signs of life. Li Zhu and others in Guangzhou pillaged and looted, attacking and plundering cities and towns. The people suffered from hunger, and within 2 years, they resorted to cannibalism, exhausting all resources in Yizhou, Liuyan, Liushang, and in Jingzhou, Liubao suppressed rebellions. In Yangzhou, due to wars involving Sun Si and others, the population also decreased. The people migrated in 3 main directions during this period. Some moved west from Guangzhou to Liangzhu or south to Yezhou, migrating along the Han River to Jingzhou, with each route seeing approximately 100,000 households. Others moved from the Central Plains region to the northeast, settling in Zhezhou or Yuzhou, and later migrating to Liaodong. The Xianbai in Wuhuan tribes also grew stronger due to this wave of migration. The largest movement involved people from the Central Plains migrating to Pancheng in Shizhou and then further south to the Jiangnan region. Many esteemed scholars and officials sought refuge in Jiangnan during this period. Figures such as Liu Su, Shu Zhian, Lu Meng, Shang Shao, and Su Shang were among the noble families who migrated southward, forming the foundation for the establishment of Sanwu State. As the situation of the 3 kingdoms stabilized, people were forced to migrate due to rulers' policies or wars. When Cao Cao attacked Shangliu and later conquered his territory, a significant number of residents from the eastern part of Sichuan and Hanzhong were relocated to Guangzhou. After Cao Pai established the capital in Luoyang, he moved 50,000 households of scholars to Henan to populate the region. Following the Wei conquest of Shu, 30,000 households from Shu were relocated to Luoyang and Guangzhou. Liu Bei, ruling over Yezhou, conducted multiple population relocations to Chengdu province. After Shu Zhiyang's first northern expedition ended in failure, he relocated residents from Longxi to Hanzhong. In the early stages of Sun Quan's rule, he defeated the prefect of Jiangxia, Huang Su, capturing tens of thousands of men and women. To increase the population, he pacified the Shani people, implementing a policy of settling the weak to fill households and the strong to supplement the military. He also harassed Huan to acquire more people. According to historical records, in the year 263, Shu had a population of 1,082,000, Wei had 4,432,881 people, and in the year 280, Wu had a population of 2,562,000. The total population in the counties and prefectures was 7,672,881. Modern scholars, considering tenant farmers, military dependents, garrison households, military households, administrative households, escape households, unregistered households, hidden households, and minority populations living in Han territory, estimate that there were approximately 30 million people by the end of the Three Kingdoms period. However, at the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, after Cao Cao unified the north, the conflicts between Wei, Shu, and Wu were limited to specific regions, such as the Qishuan Mountains, the Kun Mountains, and the Zhanghui region where Wei and Wu met. The prolonged nationwide wars had ceased. Wei Shu in Wu each implemented measures such as cultivating garrison lands, developing water resources, and attracting migrants to restore the socio-economic conditions within their rule. The population gradually began to recover, and by the early years of the Three Kingdoms, it was estimated to be around 22.4 to 23.61 million, representing only 40% of the peak population of the late Eastern Han Dynasty. Part 6 Culture. Academic thought. During the transition from the Han to the Jin Dynasty, there were significant changes in academic thought, mainly influenced by shifts in traditional ideas and political struggles, with the former being predominant. The intellectual landscape evolved from emphasizing social connections and aesthetic refinement to a more realistic and pragmatic approach, aligning with the philosophical views of Shan and Han. The trend of valuing empty formalities and being reactionary shifted towards embracing naturalness and straightforwardness, aligning with the philosophies of Laozi and Chuangzi. The later years of the Eastern Han Dynasty witnessed political decay and chaos. Figures like Cao Cao and Shu Zhiliang employed the thoughts of legalism with a school of names to restore social order. Cao Cao advocated a system of reward and punishment, emphasizing rule of law and promoting the concept of using talents wherever they may be, breaking away from traditional standards based on social status or educational background. Shu Zhiliang also endorsed the rule of law, implementing legal reforms after entering Shu, ensuring fair enforcement of laws and promoting the idea of the essence of governing lies and selecting the talented. He also emphasized military laws, as seen in the case of Ma Su's disobedience at the Battle of Jiding, where he was executed for violating military orders. The intellectual foundation laid during the late Han and early Wei periods provided a basis for the subsequent development of Wei-Jin metaphysical studies. This transition from concrete issues of legalism and the school of names to abstract speculations of metaphysics marked a shift in focus for scholars during the Wei-Jin era. In terms of Confucian classic studies, Zhang Shuan's scholarship at the end of the Han Dynasty was highly esteemed. However, during the Wei-Jin period, Wang Su, inheriting his father's teachings, had different views on Confucian classics compared to Zhang Shuan, leading to debates between the Zhang and Wang schools. In the later years of Cao Wei, the Sima family overthrew Wei and established Jin. The political atmosphere was dark, and the thoughts of intellectuals tended to be reactionary and pessimistic. Those leaning towards the Cao family were often scholars who had lost their influence, criticizing politics through refined discussions and advocating a return to nature. Those favoring the Sima family insisted on maintaining the traditional Confucian values, leading to a growing division within Confucianism. Since Emperor Wu of Jin was the grandson of Wang Siyu, he was established as the official school, resulting in the decline of the Zhang, Shan, and Wang schools. One prominent intellectual movement during the Wei-Jin period was the rise of metaphysical studies. This new form of Confucianism, known as Shuangzi, developed based on the fundamental doctrines of Laozi, Shuangzi, and the Shaoyi three books of changes, collectively referred to as the Three Shuan. The sophisticated dialectics of Buddhist Prajnaparamita studies were absorbed, adopted, and utilized by literati in the transition from classical studies to metaphysical speculation. Philosophers of Shuangzi were inclined towards discussing metaphysical principles rather than mundane affairs, leading to the prevalence of refined discussions known as Qingtan. During the Wei Zhen period, representatives of this movement included Yan and Wang by around 42–41 AD. Shuangzi thinkers believed that understanding the essence principle behind the phenomenon was necessary to comprehend the superficial appearance of ordinary things, promoting the theory of comprehending essence to govern the superficial. They regarded the essence as the Tao, likening it to the formless nothing original principle or trend, and considered the superficial as the tangible manifestations of reality, asserting that all things originate from nothing. The influence of Shuangzi continued until the end of the Wei Dynasty, with figures like Ruanji and Zhikang, known as the Seven Sages of the Bamboo Grove, shifting the focus from theoretical discussions to existential and personal issues. In this period of political darkness under the Sima, families' rule intellectual thought leaned towards a more pessimistic and critical outlook, and those with power engaged in sophisticated metaphysical discussions, highlighting a trend of interest in the transcendental. The Wei Zhen period was marked by significant intellectual changes, from the pragmatic approach of legalism to the abstract speculations of metaphysics, reflecting the political and social upheavals of the time. Literary works. In Three Kingdoms literature, Cao Wei literature is the most flourishing, divided into the early Jiangnan literature and the later Shangxi literature. The Jiangnan literature opposed the weak poetic style and is later referred to as Jiangnan style or Han style. This is because figures like Cao Cao had a great love for literature, attracting scholars from various regions. Representative figures of Jiangnan literature include the three CIOs in the Jiangnan Seven Scholars. Other literary figures include Han Danchan, Kai Yan, Fan Tian, Liu Kui, Ding Yi, Yang Xu, Shen Wei, and others. Cao Cao possessed a majestic and bold demeanor, characterized by an ancient and desolate style. His works include short song style, departure from Xiamen, and let the county clarify its own ambitions. Cao Pai and Cao Xi were both exceptionally talented. Cao Pai wrote literary critiques like Dayan Lan, leading to a self-conscious development of literature. Cao Xi, with a romantic temperament, wrote works such as Luo Shanfu. The Jiangnan Seven Scholars, along with Kai Yan and Yang Xu, were concerned about reality and oriented towards life. Their works reflected the social changes and hardships faced by the people since the end of the Han Dynasty, such as Kai Yan's 18 Beats of the Hu Jia. In the Shangxi literature period, due to the political situation being manipulated by the Sima family, literati felt suppressed and found it challenging to directly confront reality. Contemporary writers included the Seven Sages of the Bamboo Grove, as well as figures like Ti Yan, Shahu Shuan, and Wang Bai, known as Shangxi Mingxi. Shangxi writers were mostly versed in Laozi and Shuangzi, inclined towards metaphysics, and had a relatively diluted attitude towards social reality compared to Jiangnan writers. The prose of Jikang and Ruanji and Yonghuai, she still inherited the Jiangnan style and dared to face the Sima regime, giving their literary works distinctive characteristics. When Shen Dai Yao Long mentioned, Shangxi understands the Tao, poems blend with immortal sentiments. He Yan's disciples tend to be shallow. Only Jizi is clear and lofty, and Ruan's aspirations are profound, hence they can stand out. Writers from Eastern Wu included Zhang Hong, Su Song, Huo Ji, Wei Zhao, and others. Shang Hong, a San Quan's chief historian, was friendly with figures like Kong Rong and Chen Lin among the Jiangnan Seven Scholars. Zu Song, a renowned scholar in Zhangzhong, held the position of tutor for San Quan's crown prince. Huo Ji was a writer in the later years of San Wu. Shu Han, writers included Shi Zhiliang, Shi Sang, Kunmi, Chuan Shu, and others. Shu Zhiyang, as a political figure of his time, wrote works like Memorial on the Expedition, expressing his determination for the Northern Expedition. Kunmi's five-character poem Far Journey is the only reliable poem that has been passed down from Shu Han. Many scholars in Shu contributed annotations to written works, such as Su Qi, Meng Guang, Yin Mao, Li Shun, and later in the Shu Han period, Tiang Shou and Shi Sang were devoted to literature. Tiang Shou wrote Chu Guo Lan, discussing the drawbacks of excessive military campaigns, while Shi Sang expressed his opinions through literature in Shi Ji in the late Eastern Han period. Scholars who studied divination and techniques emerged, such as Renan, Shou Shi, followed by figures like Shou Ken and Zhu Qiong. Religious development. This period marks the development of Buddhism and Taoism in China. Due to continuous natural disasters and the human calamities, people sought solace in religion, leading to gradual development. The specific time of the earliest introduction of Buddhism to China is not clear, but it is generally accepted that it was introduced by the time of the two Han dynasties at the latest. During the Three Kingdoms period, figures like Tangti Zhaoluo, Chanji, and Kang Sankai successively arrived in Luoying for translation work. Tangti Zhaoluo translated Da Sanika Vinaya, marking the beginning of monastic discipline in the central land, and he was later regarded as the founder of the Vinaya school. Emperor Ming of Wei once built large stupas, and Kangxi enjoyed reading Buddhist scriptures and composed Sanskrit hymns. Si Qian, Kang Sanhou, and others later entered Wu. San Quan appointed Si Qian as a doctor and counselor to the Eastern Palace. Si Qian's translations covered both Hinayana and Mahayana scriptures and Vinaya. Important works include the Vimalakirti Sutra, Mahaparinirvana Sutra, and Sutra of the Auspicious Signs of. The Crown Prince Kang Sanhu obtained relics, and San Quan built a temple and pagoda for him, called Xiangke Temple. Kang Sanhu translated works such as the collection of 6 Paramita Sutras. Records mention translations in Shu, including the Shurangama Sutra and the Universal Illumination Sutra. Monks from the central land also began traveling west in search of the Dharma. Shu Shixing set out for Yushan in the 5th year of Ganlu 260 AD, wrote the Sanskrit version of the Mahaprajna Pyramid in 90 chapters, and it was later translated by his disciple Shi Shulan, titled the Prajna Prayamaja Sutra in 100,000 verses. Under the influence of Buddhism, Taoists blended yin, yang, and the 5 elements, dietary practices for nourishing life, guided breathing, fasting for longevity, beliefs in immortality, rituals for spirits and deities, divination, and talismans. They also integrated these practices with the teachings of Lazi, forming the foundation of early Taoism. The Taiping Dao established by Shang Zhao and the Wuzhimiao Dao founded by Shang Dangling were prototypes of Taoism, which later became known as the Celestial Masters Dao during the Western Jin Dynasty. Shang Jiao's Taiping Dao emphasized guarding the One in Dao's practices, with the Taiping Zheng as the primary scripture, also known as the Taiping Kingling Shu. Its content was extensive, focusing on yin, yang, and the 5 elements, with many shamanistic and miscellaneous elements. Its social ideology had both aspects of upholding the interests of the ruling class and advocating fairness and sympathy for the poor. After gaining a large following, Shang Zhao, along with his brothers Shang Liang and Shang Ba, initiated the Yellow Turban Rebellion in the late Eastern Han period, which was eventually suppressed by the Han court. During the reign of Emperor Shen of Han, Shang Dangling entered Himing Mountain in Sichuan, practiced talismans, and founded the Wuzhimiao Dao. Some sources claim that the true founder of Wuzhimiao Dao was Shang Xiu, and Shang Lu, after killing Shang Xiu and seizing control of the sect, attributed its founding to Shang Ling. This Dao possibly originated from the integration of Huang La teachings with local religions, and many symbols and writings were influenced by Baishu witchcraft. The direct origin of the Shangyi Dao's way of command can be traced back to the primitive witchcraft of the Di and Tiang ethnic groups and Baishu known as the Ghost Way. The doctrines of Wuzhimiao Dao are essentially similar to those of Taiping Dao. Shang Lu had the Zhiju within the sect recite the 5,000 words of Laozi, and the Xiang commentary on Laozi reflects Lü Zhang's interpretations of the 5,000 words of Laozi after Shang Lu surrendered to Cao Cao. 5 bushels of rice spread from Bia and Han regions to Jiangnan. Part 7 are. In the context of the Three Kingdoms period, the state of Eastern Wu boasted 8 distinguished individuals renowned for their expertise in various forms of art, collectively referred to as the 8 paragons by their contemporaries. Among them were Wu Fen, Liu Zhan, Shao Da, Yan Wu, Huang Xiang, Cao Boxing, Song Shu, and Zhang Yi. For instance, Yan Wu excelled in the game of Go, and among his peers, none could surpass him, earning him the title of Chassain. Cao Boxing, on the other hand, was skilled in painting, while Huang Xiang was known for his calligraphy prowess. Painting. During the tumultuous period of the late Eastern Han Dynasty, widespread chaos led to the destruction or loss of many artworks, resulting in significant losses. The development of Buddhism saw the emergence of paintings depicting Buddhist themes. However, the art of painting during the Three Kingdoms period did not achieve significant advancements due to political unrest and societal disorder. Before the Three Kingdoms period, Painting was primarily a technical profession within the realm of the 100 crafts, lacking a strong artistic essence. During this period, there began to be depictions of realistic subjects influenced by Confucian propaganda. Notable works included the Vimalakirti Sutra and the Buddha Shakyamuni delivering his discourses. Artists connected 50 feet of silk to paint a single figure, showcasing quick and skillful execution, marking a transition to the era of religious propaganda. Painters also shifted from the Yellow River Basin in the Central Plains to the Yangtze River Basin. Renowned artists of the time included Cao Wei, Lady Shang of the Kingdom of Wu, and others like Huan Fan, Yang Xu, Emperor Cao Mao of Wei, and Shu Han. In the Kingdom of Wu, Cao Wei excelled in freehand and Buddhist paintings, earning the title of Master of Buddhist Painting. His works possessed a three-dimensional quality, and he was praised with the saying Cao's garments seem to emerge from water, earning him the moniker Cao family style. Lady Shang of Wu, the sister of Wu's Prime Minister Sha Yuan, was proficient in calligraphy, landscape painting, and other artistic forms. She was acclaimed as a needle virtuoso. Lady Shang created topographical maps of various regions for Sun Quan, marking a pioneering effort in landscape painting. Yang Xu, associated with the Lei Han period, was said to have painted the western capital in Cao Wei. Huan Fan was skilled in creating vivid and colorful paintings, while Emperor Cao Mao painted historical figures. In Shu Han, Shu Han was known for his proficiency in both calligraphy and painting. Calligraphy. The rise of calligraphic art occurred in the late Eastern Han Dynasty. From the Three Kingdoms to the Western Jin Dynasty, the official script was still the prevalent script, and inscriptions on stone tablets during that time were mostly written in the script. The inscriptions of Cao Wei were characterized by a square and dignified style, with few lively elements. In the Kingdom of Wu, notable inscriptions included the Tianfu style, the Changguo Mountain style, and the Gulang style. Among these, the Tianfu style is particularly noteworthy for its circular and square combination, exhibiting a bold and magnificent style. Prominent calligraphers during this period included Zhangzi, Shang Chang, Wei Dan, Zhang Yang, and Huang Shiyang. Shangzi excelled in clerical script and innovated the modern script, with famous works such as the Champion's Scroll and the Nara-turning Scroll. Shang Chang, the younger brother of Shangzi, was skilled in both clerical script and clerical cursive script. Wei Zhan summarized calligraphy experiences and authored the Pen Classics, containing the famous scroll. To excel in a craft, one must first sharpen the tools. To excel in a craft, one must first sharpen the tools, which is attributed to him. Zhang Ya's works like the Xuanzhibia and the Jianzhiba are considered classics in regular script. Huang Shiyang was adept at small-seal script and clerical script, particularly excelling in clerical cursive script. Well-known works attributed to Huang Shiyang include Jizhushang, Wenwu Zhiang Yu Tai, and the Tianfu style. Part 8. Science and Technology. Transportation. During the Three Kingdoms period, in the wars between Shu Han and Cao Wei, the difficulty of transporting supplies through a mountainous stream prompted the need for a solution in transportation. At this time, Shu Zhiyang designed a unique single war car known as the Mini or Wooden Ox. It was crafted by his subordinate, the West Quirk Puiwang, and was described as inexpensive, with double shafts 6 feet in length for human walking. And the wooden ox, referring to the car, travels for steppes, carrying 1 year's worth of grain. This single wheel car was well suited for navigating rugged paths and has been widely used for over 1,000 years. Math. Liu Hui was a mathematician during the Three Kingdoms period. From a young age, he had a keen interest in mathematics and studied the classic Chinese mathematical text, 9 chapters on the mathematical art. In his later years, in the 4th year of the Zhenjuan era of the Cao Wei dynasty to 63 AD, Liu Hui offered the commentary on the 9 chapters on the mathematical art. Through his annotations, he made the content more accessible and understandable. Subsequently, Liu Hui went on to write the 10th volume of the commentary on the 9 chapters on the mathematical art, titled Changcha, later known as the Sea Island Mathematical Classic. This achievement elevated Chinese metrology to an unparalleled level, astronomical. In the field of astronomy, there was Chen Zhuyao, who successively held the position of Astronomer Royal for the Kingdom of Wu and Director of Astrology for the Western Jin Dynasty. He collected information from various schools, refined the Chinese star system, and created star maps that would be used by future generations. Geography. Paizi's 6 classical styles of cartography holds a significant position in the history of Chinese maps. Medicine, who are to possess comprehensive medical skills, excelling in internal medicine, gynecology, pediatrics, and acupuncture, with particular expertise in surgery. He is revered by later generations as the master of surgery and the founder of surgery, who too is renowned for administering general anesthesia known as Mephizen to induce unconsciousness in patients before performing abdominal surgery. This marks one of the earliest documented instances of using general anesthesia for surgical treatment in the history of world medicine. In addition to his medical contributions, Hu developed a dynamic set of exercises known as the 5 animal frolics, imitating the movements of animals such as tigers, deer, bears, apes, and birds. These exercises aim to promote physical fitness and well-being among individuals. Unfortunately, due to his refusal to comply with the military summons from Cao Cao, Hu was executed. His medical work, The Green Bag Prescription, has been lost to history. Part 9. Diplomatic. During the Three Kingdoms period, various states engaged in interactions with neighboring ethnic groups. In the northeast, there were interactions with Goguryao, Wuhuan, Baiyao, as well as the Three Hans and Bakji. Since the Wei and Zheng dynasties, the ethnic groups north of the Chiangshan Mountains and the Mongolian grasslands included Wushan, Jiangkun, Chila, Jingling, Huji, Shangnu, Xiangbai, and Wuhuan. In 202 AD, after the southern Xiongnu submitted to Cao Cao, he divided them into 5 parts, each with its own leader, and appointed Han officials to supervise. The leader of the Wuhuan tribe, Kaidan, formed an alliance with Yuan Sha and received the title of Changniu. In the late Eastern Han period, the Xiangbai were unified under Cao Wei and repeatedly invaded the border regions. After his death, the Xiangbai split into East, Central, and West Xiangbai. The Western Xiangbai, led by Kapanang, reorganized the Xiangbai and launched 2 invasions against Cao Wei, also responding to Shu Zhiliang's attacks against Wei. In 235 AD, Wang Shaong, the inspector of Yuzhou for Cao Wei, sent assassins to secretly kill Kapanang, leading to the disintegration of their power. In the western regions, the Qiang tribes in Haixi and the Qiang tribes in Wadong and Yinbing submitted to Cao Wei and Shu Han, respectively. Both states enlisted the Qiang tribes in their wars when they engaged in mutual conflicts. In the southwest, in 225 AD, Shu Han's Prime Minister Zhi Liang led an army to pacify the rebellion in Nanzhang, subduing the chieftain Huo and establishing a system of provincial governors to govern the surrendered territories. Although there were occasional rebellions, they were not significant. Sun Quan also expanded his influence at sea. He sent envoys like Shu Ying and Kang Kai on maritime expeditions to places like Yizheng and Tanzhou to reinforce populations. They communicated with regions including Liaozhong, the Korean Peninsula, Lini modern southern Vietnam, Funan modern Cambodia, and islands in the South Seas. These efforts expanded the maritime influence of Sun Wu. Merchants from the Roman Empire and envoys from Lini also visited the Wu capital, Zhangye. Sun Quan faced difficulties dealing with the unrest among the mountain tribes and resisting pressure from Kang Wei in the Chaohu region. The mountain tribes in the southeastern provinces resisted Sun Quan's expansion to the south and even formed alliances with Cao Wei to oppose Sun Wu's influence. Sun Quan waged several wars against the mountain tribes and achieved repeated victories. In 234 AD, Zhou Zhikan led an army to attack the mountain tribes in Danyang. After a 3-year siege, 100,000 mountain tribe people surrendered, with 40,000 strong men recruited into the army, while the rest were assimilated into the general population. Over the several decades of Sun Quan's rule, the integration between the mountain tribes and the Han people became increasingly apparent.